It's been a couple weeks since the CW concluded Crisis on Infinite Earths. Based off the DC Comics crossover event of the same name, this year's Arrowverse crossover sees the various superheroes from across the CW's DC television multiverse unite to stop the AntiMonitor from wiping out all of reality. As you could probably tell by now, I was very excited for this crossover. I previously made a video trying to predict which characters would die, followed by another one discussing my thoughts on the version of Batman introduced during the first 3 parts. Now I think it's time for a full review. Before I begin, I want to emphasize this video will contain spoilers for Crisis on Infinite Earths. If you're not caught up with this crossover and you don't want to be spoiled, stop watching this video and go watch Crisis. Overall, I really enjoyed Crisis on Infinite Earths. It continues the Arrowverse tradition of bringing all these superheroes from across all these shows for one big team-up. I especially enjoyed the development of a world's finest duo between Kara Danvers, aka Supergirl, and Kane, aka Batwoman. They are definitely following in their respective cousins' footsteps. I also liked seeing Jefferson Pierce, aka Black Lightning, finally meeting the other superheroes. I understand why Black Lightning was kept on its own, but I was glad to see this awesome series finally join the Arrowverse. I like how this year's crossover had so many cameos and guest appearances. So many older live-action DC television series and movies are now part of the Arrowverse. I think my personal favorite was Brandon Routh, the actor currently playing the Arrowverse version of Ray Palmer, aka the Atom, also reprising his role as Clark Kent, aka Superman from Superman Returns, now retconned to take place on Earth 96 in the pre-Crisis Arrowverse. I also liked Kevin Conroy playing the twisted Earth 99 version of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, reprising his role from so many cartoons, animated movies, and video games. I thought the action scenes were entertaining. Again, it's cool to see all these TV superheroes working together to fight these massive threats. I especially enjoyed the fight between the main Arrowverse version of Superman and his Earth 96 doppelganger, as depicted in Part 2, along with Oliver Queen, aka Green Arrow turned the Spectre, teaming up with the Paragons to fight the AntiMonitor at the dawn of time, as depicted in Part 4. This crossover also had very powerful moments. I think the scene in Part 3 in which the Earth 90 version of Barry Allen, aka The Flash, sacrifices himself to destroy the AntiMonitor's antimatter cannon stuck with me the most. Last year's crossover, Elseworlds retconned that the 1990 Flash TV series took place on Earth 90, with John Wesley Shipp once again reprising his role as this version of the Scarlet Speedster. That series got cancelled after 1 season, so I'm glad that he was able to get a send-off so many decades later. This is followed by the sequence in Part 5 in which the major superheroes from all the ongoing shows pay their respects to Oliver Queen. I found Green Arrow's initial death at the end of Part 1 to be shocking, and his final death in Part 4 to be sad, but satisfying. This final goodbye was a great tribute to the superhero who started this DC TV franchise. The only thing that I remotely didn't like about this crossover was the final fight against the AntiMonitor, as depicted in Part 5. I felt that it just turned into a giant video game boss fight, and I think the hero's solution of infinitely shrinking him was a little too convenient. This is the same AntiMonitor who wiped out the entire multiverse, and he survived his fight against Oliver when he was still the Spectre. If defeating him was that easy, why didn't anyone think of this sooner? Other than that, I really enjoyed Crisis on Infinite Earths. The future of the Arrowverse looks great, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Hello, I see that you have reached the end of this video. If you liked what you just saw, you can give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter at DialogueNerdy. If you really want to, you can also ring the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video.